Hello there, and welcome back to the railway.
I'm back from holiday now, so I'll show you what my plans for the next section of the layouts updates are going to be on. So a little bit of a clue here. You can see this tunnel portal. I bought this off eBay. It's I think it's 2mm, maybe 3mm MDF. It comes as different three parts. Then you glue them together. It then also has two of these side walls. So the plan is that's going to go in there. There we go, now I've got it to stay up. So that section of the entrance will go there. I do have a second one. I bought just the one where it was so it was the 3 tracks that could go in, but they sent one that was too long, so it's like 4 or 5 tracks that would go through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that one down to size, and that one will go in that side over here. But primarily at the moment I just want to focus on this side over here. So what I've been playing with is just bits of cardboard, because I don't have too much more of the foam, and because I want this top section to be removable, I thought I would have something like that, not quite on top, but then I would shape this down. I'll show you more about that later in the video. I also have this section of foam cut out here, which goes along next to the cardboard grey board border. I'm not going to do too much of this at the moment because I've just sprayed it with hairspray, so I'm just waiting for that to dry. Just so I've done it before with these sections of foam over here, and it works really well then when you're trying to glue it to other stuff, so it just locks in all the dust particles so they don't go everywhere. And then this bit of wall will then go next to this. I've just been cutting these bits of box packaging up. So the idea is that these will go either side of the 3 tracks in the middle here, inside the tunnel, and then it will have then the block of the cardboard that I showed you a second ago will go just above it there, for example. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these Metcalf sheets to line the insides of these 2 sections, so then it blends in nicely and makes it look as effective as it can be as a tunnel entrance, so it doesn't just look like it's just a brick archway with nothing behind it. It's then trying to blend it into the tunnel mouth. But anyway, I'll get on with that and show you how it's going. As you can see, I've made some more progress. I now have some blocks made up ready for the inside of the tunnel. So these will go just on the insides here, and this one I will then bend round to the shape of the curve like so. So that will go in there, and you can then kind of see what it's then going to try and curve it round to try and blend it in a bit more. It might move a bit more inwards and stuff like that. And then the tunnel portal just goes in front of it, so yeah, you can just then do some adjustments, just trying to get it matching up like that. And then the idea is that this block here, let's try and which way around it goes, that way. That block then sits on there like so, and then what I will do is then shape that bit of cardboard so it matches, so it goes down that line, so it just then, and I'll put paper mache on this, so the tunnel portal itself will be stuck down to the boards, but then it still means that then that section there can lift out. So there might be a little bit of a gap there, but what I'll do is when I'm putting the scenery on and stuff like that, I'm just going to hide the seam line basically with bushes and things like that. And then we get this bit of foam that goes in just there. Just trying to remember roughly the spacings, and then so it doesn't throw everything around. That goes there like that. So you can see the effect it's going with. As I said, just need to fiddle around and make sure everything's where I want it to be. But yes, that's how that's going. I'll show you a bit later on when I've fiddled around and got it exactly how I want it. as you can see here, I have now rearranged all of the sections exactly how I want them. So it gives you a nice view into the tunnel then that way, and you can see that the brickwork goes all the way back to about here where my finger is, but it gets so dark in there you can't see where it ends, and the same on this side, which is just what I was looking for. So all I have to do with this section now, other than gluing it all down and gluing it in place, is, as I've said, just shaping this section here, because I don't want to have it as a big flat section on the top. Although I could have a little bit of it flat and have a little track or little dirt road or something like that. But yeah, just going to shape the front of it, and then eventually I'll then paper mache or something over the top of it just to smoothen it out and get rid of any gaps. But yes, I'm quite pleased with that. And I'll show you. Just thought I would take you back to this section of the layout over here. I had a suggestion from Ian at Ian's Engage about having the parking on this side of the road here next to the houses like that. I've had a bit of time to think about it now. I think I'm going to leave it as it was. I do prefer having like a lay-by here with then grass around the edge of it. And what I'm going to have as the reason for it is that these houses and the road was built before cars were very popular, so they didn't have the space to park their cars in front of their houses directly along the pavement. And then when cars became more popular, they then added this section of the road here where they then were allowed to park their cars, because they had been parking them, say, here and then blocking the buses at the bus stops. So thank you for your suggestion, Ian. I've taken it into consideration. But yeah, I'm going to change it around a little bit. So then I'm going to have a bus stop along here somewhere, and then have that as the reason why the cars are along here. But thank you for your suggestion, and that's just to anyone who wants to pitch in and help out with suggestions or anything. Suggestions are very welcome, so don't hesitate and feel free to pop in any comments. I've been very busy. As you can see, everything seems to have moved. What I've been doing is I have taken this back panel off and painted it, and I have also now glued all of the incline all the way around and all the way along. So that's all been done. The thing that I'm just starting to do now is getting ready to put cork on top of the incline. And what I've also done is made some more adjustments to this bridge over there, which I shall show you in a few moments. But yeah, as you can see, it looks a lot different, of course, with all the hillside off, because that's the bit that I was going to be starting to do some more work on. And I thought, instead of doing that, what I should do is get the incline all fixed in and track laid down properly. And when I was realising I was doing that, I then thought, right, I need to get that bridge done. So it's kind of like I need to do this, so then I had to do that, and then different things had to be done first in order to do that. But I'm happy with how it's all going. So the changes that I have made to the bridge are more just detailed changes. It's not changing any of this main structure of it. So as you might be able to notice, I have put a strip of cardboard along the rim here, and I've then used a knife to then score lines into it, kind of like how on the viaduct you can see you get the lines across on those there. I didn't have any more of those pieces of the laser cut board, so I just used a bit of grey board and scored lines in, which seems to have given me the effect that I was after. So as well as putting that on, I have also put the walls along the top as well. And as well as that, if I just lift this up, I have lined the underside of the bridge with the Metcalfe brick sheets. It's the thinner of the two options they give you in the pack, just so it then could bend quite easily to the curvature of the bridge. Now, it's not something that's noticeable necessarily from this angle, but when you get lower, like this angle, you can then see, if I just zoom in, you can see it does make a big difference rather than just having the grey and not having actually shaped at all. So I'm really happy with how that's gone. As I said in the previous section as well, all of the foam is now glued in. once again, I slightly changed the angle of this. This is the third time I've done so, but it is just so it has a much smoother, because it did seem to, as you can see, the first line was here. That was where it was originally. It came to here. And then when I did it, redid it, you can see with these pin marks here, it came out to here, which is quite a lot wider than I wanted it to be, thinking about it in hindsight. So I've then kind of moved it so it's sort of in the middle. If I move to that camera, so you can see it's a much more gentle and smooth curve that then leads onto the viaduct just here. Again, this has just been moved off the other section, and then this bit of foam there has also been stuck in place. Because then what the next thing will be is, as I've just shown you here, is putting the cork down across all of the back along round that bit up to here. That's where the cork has been done up to before. So just carrying it on from there. And then once all that's done and I've got the cork all the way across from there, all the way up, oh, mind, all the way up, and then it will join onto this bit. The next plan is to shape, well, not necessarily, just like kind of cut the this down. If I just get something that'll work. Just so it has more of an angle like that to it, so it kind of cuts the edge off the foam. So then I can then try and blend it in so it's like a hillside with a few rocks or something. As it gets closer to the tunnel mouth here, it will have like a more of a sharper angle with some rock work. And then the tunnel entrance just goes there. Yeah, so I'll just get on with gluing all that cork in and I'll show you how it goes. It's been a couple of days now since I filmed the last section of this video, and since then I have now reinstalled the hillsides. What I've also done, as you can see here, I've smoothened this section off because it was stepped, so it was kind of like, if you see here, so it had like a step down between these two layers. So all I've done, as you can see there, is I've used a saw just to cut it to the angle that I want, and then sanded it down just to smoothen it all out, just so that it then meets with the level of the road that's going to go here. So they'll get back into focus. So as well as doing that, as you will see around the back here, I have laid the cork. The cork goes all the way through underneath these foam sections. So if I just lift this up, for example, you can see in there the cork and the track is running all the way through. So that took me quite a bit of time getting all of that done, but I'm really happy with how it's gone. It's paid off really well. And as you can see by the mess that I've been making along here, I've started shaping the angle for the embankment. There we go. But yeah, so just put that back up, there we go. But yes, that's all the way up to here is where the track's into. That's where the last pin is for the track. This piece here isn't pinned in along anywhere because I didn't want to do that until I had got the bridge in place, and I can't get the bridge fixed in place until I've ballasted underneath, because otherwise it would be very difficult trying to ballast parts of that bridge underneath after I'd done so. So the plan is that I'm now moving on to other bits of the layout after I've then been just cutting away bits of that just to please my time, stuff like that. But yeah, so as you said, these bits of foam here are now glued in, so is this bit here and this bit here. These two bits at the front aren't yet, and then of course you have these sections that are loose and lift out. So the plan is then to have, we'll just get on with, this section of foam here used to be attached to this. I've now detached it, so that's where the road's going to go, and it will be fixed down with this panel, with this bit here will be fixed down. So then this panel will lift out, but then the road will stay in. Because I realised that I'd got it so this was attached to this, as I've just said, which would then mean there'd be a break in the road, and then trying to get it so it then met flush back every time. I thought it'd be much easier if I just had this bit as a fixed permanent structure, so that's permanently stuck down, as well as the ramp that goes up to it. So yeah, this is stuck down. This bit and this bit haven't been stuck down yet because they need a little bit more refinement and making sure it is where I need it to be. But yeah, so it's going well. But yeah, so the track is almost done round the corner, as you can see. So the next job, after I've done some more with the hillside over here, is I want to finish off the cork all the way along here, so I can then get the track to join and meet up with the branch line station. Once I've done that, then it's then moving on to possibly doing the hillsides along here and the other side around there. But yes, that's going really well. So I just have some new arrivals to show you. This container wagon here is another Fleischmann container wagon set, similar to the two that I had already. So I've gotten this set here, Western Multimodal Logistics and Hapag-Lloyd. Now I've been really impressed with the Fleischmann container wagons and the containers that go on them respectively, because they are metal die-cast chassis and frames, which give them a lot of weight, because as you'll know, I recently got these dapple ones here, and and they are just a plastic frame, and they jump off the tracks so easily. So what I'm going to need to do with those is put some weights inside the containers to then try and make sure that doesn't happen. But yeah, with these ones, it's then a similar length. I think it's a little bit shorter, but then yeah, the frame is die cast, so it adds a lot more weight to it, and there's a lot more detail on there as well, and I really like the way it looks. It might not be something that should be running on British Railways, but I like the way they look on my layout, so I'm keeping them on it. So with that, thank you for watching this episode. There won't be a running session in this video because it's gone on for quite a while. There will be in the next one. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.